The Way by Josemaria Escrivá, Part 4. Detachment. How hard it is, oh, to be fastened by nothing but the 3 nails, and to have no more feeling in my flesh than the cross. Don't you feel that greater peace and closer union await you when you respond to the extraordinary grace which demands your total detachment? Struggle for Him, to please Him, but strengthen your hope. Go generously and like a child ask Him, "What can you give me when you ask me for this?" You are afraid of becoming cold and distant towards everyone, for you want to be so detached. There is no need to worry if you belong to Christ, completely to Christ. From Him you will get fire, light, and warmth for all men. Jesus isn't satisfied to go in halves. He wants the lot. You won't submit to the will of God, and yet you fall in with the will of the most insignificant creature. Surely there must be something wrong somewhere. If God gives Himself to you, why are you so attached to creatures? So now it's tears. It hurts, doesn't it? Of course, man. It was meant to. Your heart weakens and you clutch at an earthly support. Very good, but take care that what you grasp to stop you from falling doesn't become a dead weight dragging you down, a chain enslaving you. Tell me, is that a friendship or is it a fetter? You are a squanderer of tenderness, and I tell you, charity towards your neighbor, yes, always. But listen to me, apostolic soul, from Christ and for Him alone is that other feeling which God Himself has placed in your heart. Besides, isn't it a fact that the drawing back of any of the bolts of your heart Besides, isn't it a fact that the drawing back of any of the bolts of your heart, and it needs 7 of them, it has more than once left a cloud of doubt floating on your supernatural horizon, and tormented, in spite of the purity of your intentions, you asked yourself, haven't I perhaps gone too far in my outward show of affection? Put your heart aside. Duty comes first. But when fulfilling your duty, put your heart into it. It helps. If thy right eye scandalize thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. Your poor heart, that's what scandalizes you. Press it, squeeze it, tight in your hands. Give it no consolations. And when it asks for them, say to it slowly and with a noble compassion, in confidence, as it were, heart, heart on the cross, heart on the cross. How is that heart of yours getting along? Don't worry. The saints, who were perfectly ordinary, normal beings like you and me, also felt those natural inclinations. And if they had not felt them, their supernatural reaction of keeping their hearts, soul, and body for God instead of giving to creatures would have had little merit. That's why, once the way is seen, I think that the heart's weaknesses need to be no obstacle for a determined soul, for a soul in love. You, who for an earthly love have gone through so much, do you really believe that you love Christ when you are not willing for Him to suffer that humiliation? You write, Father, I have a toothache in my heart. I won't laugh because I realize that you need a good dentist to do a few extractions for you, if you only were willing. If only I had broken it off at the start, you said. Let us hope you haven't to repeat that tardy complaint. I was amused to hear you speak of the account that our Lord will demand of you. No, for none of you will He be a judge. In the harsh sense of the word, He will simply be Jesus. These lines written by a good bishop have consoled me more than one troubled heart, and could well console yours. Suffering overwhelms you because you take it like a coward. Meet it bravely with a Christian spirit, and you will regard it as a treasure. How clear the way, how easily seem the obstacles, what good weapons to overcome them. And nevertheless, what sidetracking and what stumbling. Isn't it true? That fine thread, that chain of rough iron of which you and I are conscious and which you don't want to break, that is what draws you from your way and makes you stumble and even fall. Why do you hesitate? Cut it and advance. Surely God's love is worth any love. Chapter 6. Mortification. If you don't deny yourself, you will never be a soul of prayer. That joke, that witty remark held on the tip of your tongue, the cheerful smile for those who annoy you, that silence when you are unjustly accused, your friendly conversation with people whom you find boring and tactless, the daily effort to overlook one irritating detail or another in the persons who live with you, this, with perseverance, is indeed a solid interior mortification. Don't say, that person gets on my nerves. Think, that person sanctifies me. No ideal becomes a reality without sacrifice. Deny yourself. It's so beautiful to be a victim. How often you resolve to serve God in something and you have to content yourself. You are so weak with offering Him the frustrated feeling of having failed to keep such a simple resolution. Don't waste the opportunity of yielding your own judgments. It's hard, but how pleasing it is in the eyes of God. When you see a poor wooden cross, alone, uncared for, and no value, and without its crucified, don't forget that cross is your cross, the cross of each day, the hidden cross without splendor or consolation, the cross which your weight and the crucified it lacks, and that crucified must be you. Choose mortifications that don't mortify others. Where there is no self-denial, there is no virtue. Interior mortification. I don't believe in your interior self-denial if I see you despise that you do not practice mortification of the senses. Let us drink to the last drop the chalice of pain in this poor present life. What does it matter to suffer for the 10 years, 20, 50, if afterwards there is no heaven forever, forever, forever? And above all, rather than because of the reward, propter retributionem, what does suffering matter if we suffer to console, to please God, our Lord, in a spirit of reparation, united to Him on His cross? In a word, if we suffer for love? The eyes, through them many iniquities enter the soul. What experience like David's? If you guard your sight, you have assured the guard of your heart. Why look around if you carry your world within you? The world admires only spectacular sacrifice because it does not realize the value of sacrifice that is hidden and silent. We must give ourselves in everything. We must deny ourselves in everything. The sacrifice must be a holocaust. Paradox. To live, we must die. Remember that the heart is a traitor. Keep it locked with 7 locks. Anything that does not lead you to God is a hindrance. Root it out and throw it far from you. A soul whose immediate superior was a rough and irritable type was moved by God to say, "Thank you, my God, for this truly divine treasure. Where could I find another who gives a kick for every kindness?" Conquer yourself each day from the very first moment, getting up on the dot at a fixed time without yielding a single minute to laziness. If, with God's help, you conquer yourself, you will be well ahead for the rest of the day. It's so discouraging to find oneself beaten at the first skirmish. You always come out beaten. Propose to yourself each time the salvation of a particular soul, or its sanctification, or its vocation to the apostolate. If you do so, you are certain of victory. Tender, soft, flabby, that's not the way I want you. It's about time you got rid of that peculiar pit you feel for yourself. I will tell you which are man's treasures on earth, so that you will appreciate them. Hunger, thirst, heat, cold, pain, dishonor, poverty, loneliness, betrayal, slander, prison. It has been well said that the soul and the body are two enemies who can't get away from one another, and two friends who cannot get along. One has to give the body a little less than its due, otherwise it turns traitor. If they have witnessed your faults and weaknesses, you will it matter if they witness your penance. These are the ripe fruits of the mortified soul: tolerance and understanding for the defects of others, intolerance for one's own. If the grain of wheat does not die, it remains unfruitful. Don't you want to be a grain of wheat to die through mortification and to yield a rich harvest? May Jesus bless you, wheat field. You don't conquer yourself. You don't practice self-denial because you are proud. You lead a life of penance. Don't forget that pride is compatible with penance. Furthermore, your sorrow after your faults, after your failures in generosity, it is true sorrow, or is it the petty disappointment of seeing yourself so small and helpless? How far you are from Jesus if you are not humble. Even though your disciplines each day bring forth fresh roses.